Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you first year students? I hope you all are fine. Dear students, as you know, in last lecture we have learned about equation of continuity and fluid flow. So today we will learn next topic of chapter number 6, 6.5, Bernoulli's equation. In last topic, in equation of continuity, we have learned about the relation that A1 V1 is equal to A2 V2. The product of area and speed remains constant. We have learned about this relation when area is large, speed is slow, and when speed is large, area is small. But in Bernoulli's equation, we will learn about the relation of three parameters: sum of pressure, about pressure relation, plus kinetic energy, relation of kinetic energy, plus the relation of potential energy. So we will learn that the sum of pressure, kinetic energy, potential energy remains constant. We will learn about this relation in Bernoulli's equation. As the fluid moves through a pipe of varying cross section and height, so focus on the words if it has different cross sectional area of both ends and both cross sectional areas are placed on different heights. Just like we will see in this diagram. Observe this diagram carefully. In this diagram we have taken a pipe. Upper end of this pipe is broad and the area of this upper end is represented by A1. While the lower end, you can see in the diagram, this is narrow. The length of upper end is represented by delta x1, and always remember this delta x1 is the length which we have taken under consideration. While the speed of the liquid passing through this delta x1 through area A1 is represented by V1, and amount of the water, amount of the fluid which we have taken in this condition, it is delta m, amount of mass. While same parameters through lower end, that is narrow, P2 is the pressure exerted on the inside of this pipe on fluid. One thing important is that here we will take pressure that is exerted on the fluid inside the pipe. At upper end, the pressure direction is inward because fluid is inside the pipe we have taken, while at lower end the pressure direction is opposite. As the water flows out from this pipe, the pressure exerted on this water from the outer particles, we will take this pressure, and so that's why its direction is reversed in the diagram. Right? I am repeating the parameters again. P1 is the pressure exerted on the fluid entering in the pipe, while delta x1 is the length which we have taken under consideration, and A1 is the area of this upper end, V1 is the speed of this fluid, and delta m is the mass of the fluid which is taken under consideration along this upper end of the pipe. While according to this narrow end, P2 is the pressure exerted on the particles of the fluid, delta x2 is the length that is under consideration. We have taken a part of this pipe, delta x2, while delta m is the mass of the fluid that is in delta x2. And one thing more is here, height. You can observe here h1 is the height of the upper end and h2 is the height of the lower end through the ground. This is our mean position through ground. H1 is higher as compared to H2. So in Bernoulli equation, as I have told you, we will discuss about the sum of pressure, kinetic energy and potential energy of a flowing fluid remains constant. So hope so now you understand the diagram. Come back to its explanation. As the fluid moves through a pipe of varying cross section As you can see in the diagram, it have varying cross section. Upper end its cross section area is wide, while at narrow end its cross section area is narrow. So this is known as varying cross section area. Varying cross section area and height, and you have seen in the diagram, height is also not same here. H1 is greater and H2 is smaller. Will change, the pressure will change along the pipe. Bernoulli equation is the fundamental equation in fluid dynamics that relate pressure to fluid speed and height. Now, as I have told you, Bernoulli equation relates pressure, kinetic energy and potential energy, but in our textbook it's written here the Bernoulli equation in the fluid dynamic that relates pressure we know about it, fluid speed, as we know speed relates to kinetic energy and height relates to potential energy. So they have replaced the words of kinetic energy with fluid speed and height replaced by potential energy. Understand? Next heading is your derivation. For deriving Bernoulli equation, let the fluid is incompressible, non-viscous and flow in a steady state manner. So always remember these are the conditions. For what? Yes, these are the conditions for an ideal fluid. So this is important short question and MCQ. So we have taken a fluid to study in Bernoulli equation that must be incompressible, non-viscous and its flow, it is in steady flow, right? So these are the conditions of an ideal fluid. Now let us consider the flow of the fluid through the pipe in time t. We have discussed the diagram. The force on the upper end of the fluid is written here P1A. As you know student, pressure is equal to force per unit area. So from this basic equation you will write F is equal to P into A, that is written in our topic. The force on the upper end of the fluid is P1A1. Upper end it is written as P1A1, while along lower end the force is same here, but we have changed the parameters, just like P2 is equal to F2, force per unit area, F2 over A2. So when we are discussed about force along lower end is written as P2A2. This is F2, while F1 is P1A1, where P1 the pressure and A1 is the area, as I have discussed in detail. P1A1 is the force exerting on upper end and P2A2 is the force through the lower end. So the work done on the fluid by the fluid behind it in moving it through the distance delta x1, this is the delta x1. So it can be written, as you know very well about work done formula, W is equal to, it is the product of force and displacement. So here force is represented by F and distance is represented by delta x1. Why we have taken delta here? Because we have taken a small portion of this length. So we are discussing about the upper end. So work done along upper end represented by W1, and F1 is the force exerted on upper end, and delta x1 is the length which we have taken here. So by putting the values, F1 is equal to P1A1 and delta x1 written as it is. Same case is here with lower end. W1 is replaced by W2. P1A1 delta x1 they are replaced as P2A2 delta x2. Similarly, the work done on the fluid at the lower end is W2. Here negative sign shows that the direction of pressure in this direction P2, P1 direction from outer to inside of this pipe, while P2 has opposite direction, as fluid is experiencing a force from outer side. So that's why the direction of P2 is taken negative. W2 is equal to minus F2 delta x2, while F2 formula, as we have discussed, In last steps, it is written as minus P2 A2 and delta X2 as it is. So this is the amount of work done that is taking place along lower end. Hope so girls, all steps clear to you till this point, where P2 is the pressure. You know about these parameters. P2 is the pressure, A2 is the area of the cross section of lower end, and delta X2 is the distance moved by the fluid in same time interval delta T. So the work done W2 is taken to be negative, as this work done is against the fluid force. And we have observed in this diagram, fluid force is in outward direction while this pressure is inward direction. So pressure direction is opposite to fluid force, so that's why it is taken negative. So work done, in short, we will say that total work done is equal to W1 plus W2. By putting the values of W1 and W2, we will get W is equal to P1 A1 delta X1 minus P2 A2 delta X2, as V1 and V2 are the velocities of the upper and lower end of respectively. So work done can be written as P1 written as it is, P1 A1 as it is, while delta X is distance, and we know the formula of distance, S is equal to V into T. So by using this formula, and in this equation we have taken in place of X delta X, right? So that's why the formula is changed as W is equal to P1 A1 V1 into T. So don't be confused with V1 into T, as it is replaced as it is written in the replacement of delta X1. Listen this step again carefully. Our previous step is W is equal to P1 A1 delta X1 minus P2 A2 delta X2. While in our next step, we have replaced this delta X1 and delta X2 by their formulas, as distance is a product of V into T. From equation of continuity, do you have remembered the last topic? Yes, equation of continuity is A1 V1 is equal to A2 V2. A1 V1 is equal to A2 V2. So from the last topic, from equation of continuity, as we know, A1 V1 is equal to A2 V2. So that's why A1 V1 into T is equal to A2 V2 into T is equal to volume of the fluid. So focus on this step. A1 is area, its unit is meter square, while V1 is speed, its unit is meter per second, while T is written here in multiplication, T unit is second. This second multiplied by second, cancel out with this second, as one is in numerator and other one is in denominator. So what left behind? Cubic meter. So that's why it's written here volume, as unit left is cubic meter, and cubic meter is unit of volume. So in this step, A1 V1 into T is equal to A2 V2 into T is equal to volume of fluid that is under consideration. So our new equation comes as W is equal to P1 minus P2, as in place of A1 delta X1 we have replaced volume. So volume we have taken common and written one side. Dear students, a part of this work done is utilized by the fluid in changing its kinetic energy, and a part of it is used in changing its gravitational potential energy. And we know about the formulas of changing kinetic energy: half mv square v2 square minus half mv1 square, and the formula of change in potential energy is mgh2 minus mgh1, as we have taken different heights, and h1 h2 are the heights of the upper and lower end respectively. So finally we will write P1 minus P2 is equal to m over rho, as in the last step density is written volume, and you know density is equal to mass per unit volume. So we have replaced this volume by m over rho. Volume is replaced by density, and density is written in place of volume. So volume is equal to mass per unit rho. Volume is equal to mass over density. So in next step we have replaced volume by mass over density. So the equation, by putting the values half mv2 square minus half mv1 square plus mgh2 minus mgh1. Rearranging the equation, p1 plus half rho v1 square plus rho gh1. Upper end areas are written on one side and lower end parameters written on other side. So this is the Bernoulli equation, and it is often written as P plus half rho V2 square plus rho GH is equal to constant. So this is the Bernoulli equation, which tells that pressure, kinetic energy and potential energy of a flowing fluid remains constant. Dear student, now listen the lecture video attentively at least 2 times, and after that learn it. Fi amanillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.